does the sparrow choose the fence post when the wire is bare? A kettle whistling in the parlor while nobody is there. I found a postcard from the docks inside a winter coat, with half a sentence written on a water-stained blue boat. Old harbor coats hang heavy by the latch. We used to trade our pennies for a match and walk until the street lamps flickered gray, before the neighborhood was paved away. Your favorite mug is sitting on the counter with a chip. I wonder if you still prefer to hold it by the lip. The radio is playing strings from 1959, a song we used to hum while waiting in a grocery line. Old harbor coats hang heavy by the latch. We used to trade our pennies for a match and walk until the street lamps flickered gray, before the neighborhood was paved away. An open window lets the autumn chill collect the dust. We promised we would ride until the hinges turned to rust. I wonder if you saw the maple tree behind the school. It finally gave way beneath the heavy rain, and cruel, I poured 2 cups of water just to watch the steamer rise, and saw the afternoon reflected in your quiet eyes. The silence isn't heavy, it's just waiting in the hall for someone to remember how we used to laugh at all. Why does the faucet drip in 3 slow beats when nobody has lived upstairs for years? I counted every crack across the kitchen tiles and reached for tea I did not want to pour. The calendar is stuck on Tuesday still, though Wednesday brought a chill upon the pane. Old photographs curl softly at the edge, where we spilled mustard on the picnic cloth. A distant whistle echoes down the gravel path, and your forgotten laughter cuts the quiet room. I found our ticket stub from 1984, pressed deep inside a volume by Mark Twain. The edge is brown, the ink has faded thin. It feels like holding breath before a dive. The neighborhood is sleeping underneath the elms, while shadows stretch across the garden fence. Old photographs curl softly at the edge, where we spilled mustard on the picnic cloth. A distant whistle echoes down the gravel path, and your forgotten laughter cuts the quiet room. Sometimes the mind goes wandering back alone to front porch steps and bottles left to chill. I wonder if you keep that old blue cap, or if the years have washed the red away. I turn the dial to find a quiet song, and watch the dusk settle on the windowsill, until the kettle starts to sing its lonely note, and I remember every mile we walked together. The smell of toasted walnut drifted from the iron stove as Arthur watched the autumn leaves descend above. He wiped his spectacles and sat in worn-out tweed, with nothing much to do and nowhere left to lead. He wondered how the boy from 40 summers past was holding up against the shadows moving fast. They used to share a single blanket on the floor before the world divided them behind a different door. A heavy woolen sweater hung upon the wooden chair. He brushed a speck of dust away with vacant stare. The radio was playing songs from 1963, when life was wide and uncomplicated as the sea. He wondered how the boy from 40 summers past was holding up against the shadows moving fast. They used to share a single blanket on the floor before the world divided them behind a different door. He picked the yellow telephone and weighed it in his hand, then gently placed it back upon the walnut stand. Some bonds are better left untouched inside the golden haze, preserved across the distance of the yesterdays. The walnut scent faded slow in the afternoon light, while Arthur whispered one old name into the quiet night. porcelain rabbit sits near my tea. It has one broken ear I glued back in '63. I trace the pale dust on the maplewood top and wonder how fast all the decades could drop. The kettle is whistling a tune we both knew back when the autumn sky had that impossible blue. I pulled out the ledger we signed at the fair to see if your handwriting still lingered there. The ink has turned purple like dried elderberry, and I am forgetting the weight we would carry. The afternoon shadow crawls over the floor, reminding me softly of your wooden front door. We traded old pennies for bags of warm corn before all our winter coats started to worn. Time is a river that runs without sound, leaving old footprints untouched in the ground. I wonder if someone is pouring your tea, and if you happen to mention me, the rabbit stays quiet beside my cold cup. I think I will finally pick the phone up before the long evening turns into the dark, to ask if you still keep a match at the park. The smell of toasted rye drifts through the courtyard wall. A silver kettle whistles down the empty hall. He stops beside the fence to check the yellow leaves and counts the rusted nails beneath the neighbor's eaves. He ties a scarf because the wind is turning sharp, and thinks of Arthur playing on a wooden harp. They used to share a bench beside the railway track before the city grew and pushed the meadows back. Old copper buttons shine inside the pocket seam. He blinks his tired eyes against the autumn gleam. A postcard sits untouched upon the kitchen sill, with ink that faded out inside the window chill. He ties his scarf because the wind is turning sharp, and thinks of Arthur playing on a wooden harp. They used to share a bench beside the railway track before the city grew and pushed the meadows back. clock chimes 4 across the cobblestone estate. He holds the rusted latch and wonders if it's late to dial up a voice he hasn't heard in years, and trade the quiet days for shared and simple cheers. The rye toast cools upon the chipped ceramic plate. He walks inside and leaves the wooden garden gate. A sudden needle scratch broke through the quiet floor when the pendulum stopped swinging near the kitchen door. I saw your face as plain as any passing car, though 30 years have drifted like a falling star. The wireless hums a tune from 1964, and dust motes dance across the hardwood floor. You wore a yellow scarf against the autumn chill. We skipped 3 pebbles down the quarry hill. Reflects the fading light, and letters written long ago keep time tonight. A heavy coat still hangs beside the cellar stair, with ticket stubs tucked neatly in the woolen square. The kettle gives a whistle just like yesterday, before our busy lives had pulled us far away. Time rolls onward like a freight train through the night, leaving shadows in the corners out of sight. Yet every memory remains so crystal clear, as if you sat across the table, drawing near. I poured 2 cups of water and I let them steep, while outside shadows stretch across the gravel sweep. I hope this evening finds you warm and resting well, my dear old friend, with stories left to tell.
The amber glow spills on the paving stone, while traffic hums a low and tired tune. I watch a stranger sweep his step alone beneath the hollow crescent of the moon.
asks me, mister, do you keep a mind for faces left so very far behind? He stops his broom and rests against the wall and says some names just vanish in the hall. He speaks of Arthur from the grocery square, whose laugh is still adrift in the evening air. A paper cup of tea is handed down between two hands that weather every frost. We talk of friends who drifted through the town and count the quiet treasures we have lost. He nods his head and wipes his dusty brow, as if the past is standing with us now. He says a sudden thought can cross the street and make two older strangers stop their feet. He remembers someone playing violin before the heavy winter moved right in. The street lamp flickers once above our heads. We fold our coats against the sudden chill. No more is spoken of the paths we tread, just quiet strangers standing on the hill. I walk away and glance across the road, with lighter shoulders for a heavy load. The yellow light still stretches on the floor, and I should call my oldest friend before. Frayed wool on the elbow bends so slow, rough threads from 40 winters ago. A heavy collar turned against the chill. That quiet coat is hanging empty still. Silver buttons clicking in the drawer, footsteps echoing across a wooden floor. Oh, laughter caught inside a dusty sleeve. We thought the warmth was something we could leave. Now autumn winds blow straight into my bones and dial a number through the empty stones. A stray blue thread stuck to the pocket seam. It pulls me backward like like a waking dream. You laughed so loud, the corner table shook. We traded secrets without a single book. Old laughter caught inside a dusty sleeve. We thought the warmth was something we could leave. Now autumn winds blow straight into my bones and dial a number through the empty stones. Time folds the fabric till the creases fade. We lose the patterns that our hands once made. I fold the wool and lay it on the chair. For half a second you were sitting there. A copper button left by the teacup. I turn it slowly between two fingers. An autumn draft beneath the wooden sash. The afternoon is quiet enough to hear dust settle. I did not plan to pause today. My glasses slipped while reading page 11. Old letters yellow slowly in the bottom drawer. While across town you were probably watering geraniums. We used to share a single loaf of crusty bread. Now seasons turn without a word between our phones. The mantel clock is ticking slower lately. Or perhaps my hearing simply softens with the years. I wonder if your kitchen still smells of roasted garlic, or if your garden shed has fallen into disrepair. Memory is a curious, stubborn tenant. It moves the furniture when we are looking away. I wonder if you ever look out at the rain and wonder who I am becoming now. Old letters yellow slowly in the bottom drawer. While across town you are probably watering geraniums. We used to share a single loaf of crusty bread. Now seasons turn without a word between our phones. I placed the button back beside the porcelain. Tomorrow I will walk down to the post box. Maybe, or maybe not.
kitchen window holds a steam of heavy starch and thyme, a smell of roasted peel that stayed from 1999. He sets a single teacup down upon the checker cloth and watches shadows stretch across the faded woolen moth. Across the street a heavy gate swings wide on rusted hinge. A postal van goes turning round the autumn valley fringe. He thinks of how they used to run through ditches in the rain to catch the copper train before it crossed the county line. A sudden draft brings back the scent of wet wool by the door, a pair of muddy boots that left their marks upon the floor. He turns the calendar to find the month is nearly gone, and wonders where his oldest friend is keeping warm at dawn. The clock upon the mantelpiece has lost its steady beat, yet memories can crowd a room with 20 pairs of feet. He pours the second cup of tea and sets it on the wood for someone who would understand the things he understood. Copper button rests beside the inkwell, forgotten since the winter lost its chill. The wood is dark where coffee cups left circles, and time is standing perfectly still. I turn it slowly between finger and thumb, wondering where the quiet years have gone. Do you still wear that woolen coat with frayed sleeves? Does autumn rain still drive you to the same old street? I trace the metal rim and think of quiet talks when world was small and every path was sweet. The radio plays an old tune from the 60s. A cello weeps softly in the room. Your laughter used to cut right through the stillness and chase away the heavy parlor gloom. No letters cross the ocean anymore, just silence living quietly in between. Yet all it takes is metal in the palm to bring you right back to this quiet scene. I leave the button sitting by the window
The afternoon begins to slowly fade. I hope your tea is warm where you are resting, and thankful for the promises we made. A sudden needle drops into the quiet room. A memory arrives before I sweep the floor. Your winter coat left hanging on the wooden chair. I almost turned to speak to empty air. Pendulum keeps swinging through the dust, and time behaves the way it always must. An old address begins to trace across my mind. We shared a single bottle when the streets were blind. Kitchen still smells bright and tart, while copper rain is drumming on the window part. A heavy book of maps is open on the ledge. I trace the yellow highways to their ragged edge. That autumn we were waiting for the bridge to mend, before the phone lines fell and came to sudden end. An old address begins to trace across my mind. We shared a single bottle when the streets were blind. I wonder if your kitchen still smells bright and tart, while copper rain is drumming on the window part. The tea is cooling down beside the porcelain cup. I fold the daily paper up. The room is just the same as it was then. I think I'll write a letter now and then. A faded copper button rests beside my tea. It rolled from heavy wool you wore back in '83. I turned it round and round between my thumb and nail, and wondered if your mailbox still complains in the gale. Seasons turn their pages without asking how we feel. Sometimes the distant past is what feels most real. I saw a bent umbrella leaning by the baker's door.
thought of how we laughed until our ribs were sore. Your old red coat is hanging in some attic space, while I am here retracing every familiar line and place. The kitchen clock is ticking with a steady sound. It counts the silent hours as the leaves fall down. I picked the copper button up and dropped it in my palm. The room is very quiet, almost unnaturally calm. We used to share a nickel just to ride the local train. Now miles are wide between us in the afternoon rain. I wonder if you ever stop and drop your heavy load and think about the milestones by the gravel road. I place the button safely in the kitchen drawer and hope you're keeping warm behind your heavy door. Tomorrow when the sun comes up, I'll pour another cup and smile because the memory still holds me up.
Why does the sparrow choose the fence post when the wire is bare? A kettle whistling in the parlor while nobody is there. I found a postcard from the docks inside a winter coat, with half a sentence written on a water-stained blue boat. Old harbor coats hang heavy by the latch. We used to trade our pennies for a match and walk until the street lamps flickered gray before the neighborhood was paved away. Favorite mug is sitting on the counter with a chip. I wonder if you still prefer to hold it by the lip. The radio is playing strings from 1959, a song we used to hum while waiting in a grocery line. Old harbor coats hang heavy by the lash. We used to trade our pennies for a match and walk until the street lamps flickered gray before the neighborhood was paved away. An open window lets the autumn chill collect the dust. We promised we would ride until the hinges turned to rust. I wonder if you saw the maple tree behind the school. It finally gave way beneath the heavy rain, and cruel, I poured 2 cups of water just to watch the steamer rise
and saw the afternoon reflected in your quiet eyes. The silence isn't heavy, it's just waiting in the hall for someone to remember how we used to laugh at all.
Why does the faucet drip in 3 slow beats when nobody has lived upstairs for years? I counted every crack across the kitchen tiles and reached for tea I did not want to pour. The calendar is stuck on Tuesday still, though Wednesday brought a chill upon the pane. Old photographs curl softly at the edge, where we spilled mustard on the picnic cloth. A distant whistle echoes down the gravel path, and your forgotten laughter cuts the quiet room. I found our ticket stub from 1984, pressed deep inside a volume by Mark Twain. The edge is brown, the ink has faded thin. It feels like holding breath before a dive. The neighborhood is sleeping underneath the elms, while shadows stretch across the garden fence. Old photographs curl softly at the edge, where we spilled mustard on the picnic cloth. A distant whistle echoes down the gravel path, and your forgotten laughter cuts the quiet room. Sometimes the mind goes wandering back alone to front porch steps and bottles left to chill. I wonder if you keep that old blue cap, or if the years have washed the red away. I turn the dial to find a quiet song and watch the dusk settle on the windowsill, until the kettle starts to sing its lonely note, and I remember every mile we walked together. The smell of toasted walnut drifted from the iron stove as Arthur watched the autumn leaves descend above. He wiped his spectacles and sat in worn-out tweed with nothing much to do and nowhere left to lead. He wondered how the boy from 40 summers past was holding up against the shadows moving fast. They used to share a single blanket on the floor before the world divided them behind a different door. A heavy woolen sweater hung upon the wooden chair. He brushed a speck of dust away with vacant stare. The radio was playing songs from 1963, when life was wide and uncomplicated as the sea. He wondered how the boy from 40 summers past was holding up against the shadows moving fast. They used to share a single blanket on the floor before the world divided them behind a different door. He picked the yellow telephone and weighed it in his hand, then gently placed it back upon the walnut stand. Some bonds are better left untouched inside the golden haze, preserved across the distance of the yesterdays. The walnut scent faded slow in the afternoon light, while Arthur whispered one old name into the quiet night. A chipped porcelain rabbit sits near my tea. It has one broken ear I glued back in '63. I trace the pale dust on the maple wood top and wonder how fast all the decades could drop. The kettle is whistling a tune we both knew back when the autumn sky had that impossible blue. I pulled out the ledger we signed at the fair to see if your handwriting still lingered there. The ink has turned purple like dried elderberry, and I am forgetting the weight we would carry. The afternoon shadow crawls over the floor, reminding me softly of your wooden front door. We traded old pennies for bags of warm corn before all our winter coats started to worn. Time is a river that runs without sound, leaving old footprints untouched in the ground. I wonder if someone is pouring your tea, and if you happen to mention me. rabbit stays quiet beside my cold cup. I think I will finally pick the phone up before the long evening turns into the dark, to ask if you still keep a match at the park. The smell of toasted rye drifts through the courtyard wall. A silver kettle whistles down the empty hall. He stops beside the fence to check the yellow leaves and counts the rusted nails beneath the neighbor's eaves. He ties a scarf because the wind is turning sharp, and thinks of Arthur playing on a wooden harp. They used to share a bench beside the railway track before the city grew and pushed the meadows back. Old copper buttons shine inside the pocket seam. He blinks his tired eyes against the autumn gleam. A postcard sits untouched upon the kitchen sill, with ink that faded out inside the window chill. He ties his scarf because the wind is turning sharp, and thinks of Arthur playing on a wooden harp. They used to share a bench beside the railway track before the city grew and pushed the meadows back. Clock chimes 4 across the cobblestone estate. He holds the rusted latch and wonders if it's late to dial up a voice he hasn't heard in years, and trade the quiet days for shared and simple cheers. The rye toast cools upon the chipped ceramic plate. He walks inside and leaves the wooden garden gate. A sudden needle scratch broke through the quiet floor when the pendulum stopped swinging near the kitchen door. I saw your face as plain as any passing car, though 30 years have drifted like a falling star. The wireless hums a tune from 1964, and dust motes dance across the hardwood floor. You wore a yellow scarf against the autumn chill. We skipped 3 pebbles down the quarry hill. Reflects the fading light, and letters lines written long ago. Keep time tonight. A heavy coat still hangs beside the cellar stair, with ticket stubs tucked neatly in the woolen square. The kettle gives a whistle just like yesterday, before our busy lives had pulled us far away. Time rolls onward like a freight train through the night, leaving shadows in the corners out of sight. Yet every memory remains so crystal clear, as if you sat across the table, drawing near. I pour 2 cups of water and I let them steep, while outside shadows stretch across the gravel sweep. I hope this evening finds you warm and resting well, my dear old friend, with stories left to tell.
The amber glow spills on the paving stone, while traffic hums a low and tired tune. I watch a stranger sweep his step alone beneath the hollow crescent of the moon. Excuse me, mister, do you keep a mind for faces left so very far behind? He stops his broom and rests against the wall, and says some names just vanish in the hall. He speaks of Arthur from the grocery square, whose laugh is still adrift in the evening air. A paper cup of tea is handed down between 2 hands that weather every frost. We talk of friends who drifted through the town, and count the quiet treasures we have lost. He nods his head and wipes his dusty brow, as if the past is standing with us now. He says a sudden thought can cross the street and make 2 older strangers stop their feet. He remembers someone playing violin before the heavy winter moved right in. The street lamp flickers once above our heads. We fold our coats against the sudden chill.
and glance across the road with lighter shoulders for a heavy load. The yellow light still stretches on the floor, and I should call my oldest friend before. Frayed wool on the elbow bent so slow, rough threads from 40 winters ago. A heavy collar turned against the chill. That quiet coat is hanging empty still. Silver buttons clicking in the drawer, footsteps echoing across a wooden floor. Oh, laughter caught inside a dusty sleeve. We thought the warmth was something we could leave. Now autumn winds blow straight into my bones and dial a number through the empty stones. A stray blue thread stuck to the pocket seam. It pulls me backward like a waking dream. You laughed so loud, the corner table shook. We traded secrets without a single book. Old laughter caught inside a dusty sleeve. We thought the warmth was something we could leave. Now autumn winds blow straight into my bones and dial a number through the empty stones. Time folds the fabric till the creases fade. We lose the patterns that our hands once made. I fold the wool and lay it on the chair. For half a second, you were sitting there. A copper button left by the teacup. I turn it slowly between two fingers. An autumn draft beneath the wooden sash. The afternoon is quiet enough to hear dust settle. I did not plan to pause today. My glasses slipped while reading page 11. Old letters yellow slowly in the bottom drawer. across town, you are probably watering geraniums. We used to share a single loaf of crusty bread. Now seasons turn without a word between our phones. The mantle clock is ticking slower lately, or perhaps my hearing simply softens with the years. I wonder if your kitchen still smells of roasted garlic, or if your garden shed has fallen into disrepair. Memory is a curious, stubborn tenant. It moves the furniture when we are looking away. I wonder if you ever look out at the rain and wonder who I am becoming now. Old letters yellow slowly in the bottom drawer, while across town you are probably watering geraniums. We used to share a single loaf of crusty bread. Now seasons turn without a word between our phones. I placed the button back beside the porcelain. Tomorrow I will walk down to the post box. Maybe, or maybe not. The kitchen window holds a steam of heavy starch and thyme, a smell of roasted peel that stayed from 1999. He sets a single teacup down upon the checker cloth and watches shadows stretch across the faded woolen moth. Across the street a heavy gate swings wide on rusted hinge. A postal van goes turning round the autumn valley fringe. He thinks of how they used to run through ditches in the rain to catch the copper train before it crossed the county line. A sudden draft brings back the scent of wet wool by the door, a pair of muddy boots that left their marks upon the floor. He turns the calendar to find the month is nearly gone, and wonders where his oldest friend is keeping war at dawn. The clock upon the mantelpiece has lost its steady beat, yet memories can crowd a room with 20 pairs of feet. He pours the second cup of tea and sets it on the wood for someone who would understand the things he understood. Copper button rests beside the inkwell, forgotten since the winter lost its chill. The wood is dark where coffee cups left circles, and time is standing perfectly still. I turn it slowly between finger and thumb, wondering where the quiet years have gone. Do you still wear that woolen coat with frayed sleeves? Does autumn rain still drive you to the same old street? I trace the metal rim and think of quiet talks when world was small and every path was sweet. The radio plays an old tune from the 60s. A cello weeps softly in the room. Your laughter used to cut right through the stillness and chase away the heavy parlor gloom. No letters cross the ocean anymore, just silence living quietly in between. Yet all it takes is metal in the palm to bring you right back to this quiet scene. I leave the button sitting by the window. The afternoon begins to slowly fade. I hope your tea is warm where you are resting, and thankful for the promises we made. A sudden needle drops into the quiet room. A memory arrives before I sweep the floor. Your winter coat left hanging on the wooden chair. I almost turned to speak to empty air. Pendulum keeps swinging through the dust, and time behaves the way it always must. An old address begins to trace across my mind. We shared a single bottle when the streets were blind. I wonder if your kitchen still smells bright and tart, while copper rain is drumming on the window part. A heavy book of maps is open on trace the yellow highways to their ragged edge. That autumn we were waiting for the bridge to mend, before the phone lines fell and came to sudden end. An old address begins to trace across my mind. We shared a single bottle when the streets were blind. I wonder if your kitchen still smells bright and tart, while copper rain is drumming on the window part. The tea is cooling down beside the porcelain cup. I fold the daily paper up. The room is just the same as it was then. I think I'll write a letter now and then.
A faded copper button rests beside my tea. It rolled from heavy wool you wore back in '83. I turned it round and round between my thumb and nail, and wondered if your mailbox still complains in the gale. Seasons turn their pages without asking how we feel. Sometimes the distant past is what feels most real. I saw a bent umbrella leaning by the baker's door, and thought of how we laughed until our ribs were sore. Your old red coat is hanging in some attic space, while I am here retracing every familiar line and place. The kitchen clock is ticking with a steady sound. It counts the silent hours as the leaves fall down. I picked the copper button up and dropped it in my palm. The room is very quiet, almost unnaturally calm. We used to share a nickel just to ride the local train. Now miles are wide between us in the afternoon rain. I wonder if you ever stop and drop your heavy load and think about the milestones by the gravel road. I place the button safely in the kitchen drawer and hope you're keeping warm behind your heavy door. Tomorrow when the sun comes up, I'll pour another cup and smile because the memory still holds me up.